14 WILI and 95.3 FM presents Hometown Threads, a closer look at our community and the people that make it go. Every week, you'll hear uplifting stories from our local businesses and our neighbors. Now, here's our host for Hometown Threads, Keith C. Rice.
All right, welcome into another edition of Hometown Threads. It's episode number 9 on 14 WILI, 95.3 FM, and Willimantic Today Facebook. Hello to RJ and the crew and everyone watching on Facebook. It's a good thing. This is a good thing. You know, we're happy to be on the radio, Tuesdays 5:05 to 5:30, but this is a very good day to be putting this on Willimantic Today Facebook, doing the video thing, because, well, you'll see in just a sec, our special guest, the great Bill Potvin from Hosmer Mountain is here. Hometown, it's great to have you here, Bill. Hometown Threads is brought to you by Liberty Bank. Big thanks to Liberty Bank, Matt. I want to thank J. Matt Rupar, producer behind the board. Just watch those props, Matt, if you wouldn't mind. Big thanks to Liberty Bank, our sponsor. And speaking of props and gifts, I love when our guests from week to week, surprises us with gifts and props. It's very exciting. Hometown Threads, as I said, is every Tuesday, 5:05 to 5:30 on WILI. Wednesdays and beyond on Willimantic Today Facebook. And Hometown Threads, in case you're new to the show, is basically about our local neighbors, our community members, business owners. They tell us their story, how it all started for them and their business. Okay, let's welcome in Bill Potvin, legendary Potvin family. Proud to say I went to school with a couple of Potvins, Joe and Jess, over at St. Mary St. Joseph School. And before we get into Hosmer Mountain, well, I guess what do we got here, Bill? And welcome to the show.
Yes, hi Keith. I always go, everywhere I go, whether it's a party or anything, I have to bring soda. So,
growing up with Hosmer Mountain, that's very true. Family parties, whatever. That's where Hosmer Mountain, that's what it's all about. I mean, around here, you still see it all over the place. Whenever there's a family party or any kind of party, Hosmer Mountain soda. Okay, so go ahead.
I'm going to put you under a test, Keith, today.
Uh-oh, a test?
Yes. We're going to... I've been working on the formula of Coca-Cola for 43 years, and what I've got is the best we've ever had. The goal being to get close enough to Coke. You're not going to duplicate the molecules, but you want to get close enough to fool a Coca-holic. Are you a Coca-holic?
I will say this.
Okay.
I used to, Coke, Diet Coke, that was my drink. I've scaled back over the years. I still love my Hosmer. But I do know the taste of Coke probably better than Pepsi. And I'm guessing this is going to help with this test.
Well,
right?
let's put the pressure on you then.
Oh, no pressure. Oh, boy. All right. So what do I have to do here?
Are we ready to start?
Yeah, let's
what I have under the box right here, and by the way, you're going to get this box when I leave.
And by the way, when you watch us on Willimantic Today Facebook, obviously the radio listeners aren't getting the gist of it, so you have to go to Facebook Willimantic Today starting tomorrow, Wednesday, and to check out the taste test. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Underneath this box is 3 cups of soda. 2 of one brand of Coke Classic, and the other will be a bottle of Hosmer Mountain Cola Red.
Okay.
By the way, the name Cola Red, people say, why did you call it Cola Red? In the trade magazines, Coca-Cola is known as Big Red. Guess who Big Blue is?
Cola Blue, Pepsi, yeah.
Exactly.
Right, so Cola Red, I've told you, was my favorite.
Day one, it was an attempt to get that taste down, because Coca-Cola has always hurt us. It's kept us in short pants. Big glass door coolers go into a pizza place. The guy says, great, I don't have to spend $3,500 on a big triple door cooler. Then when we go in to bring our soda, they won't let me put anything else in it. I'd like to get your soda, but so that type of mentality.
Wow.
So we have a bone to pick with them from day one.
I will say, as I just said, Cola Red, and I've told a lot of people this was I loved all the sodas, all the flavors. We'll get into those, but Cola Red, Bill, was my favorite as a kid.
Okay.
Definitely was
so
my favorite.
Let's get this box off here.
Okay.
There you go. There's the 3 cups.
Oh, boy.
All right. So your first chore is to sip from each one. Check the aroma out and everything. Let's leave them in the right order. And then tell me which 2 are the same. Which 2 are the identical soda? Let's see how good you are at these.
By looking at it first and telling you, or
by
tasting?
tasting.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
I thought you wanted me to look and tell you which 2 are the same.
No.
All right, here we go.
They should look alike.
Cup number, we'll call this cup number 1. Okay. Cup number 2. Cup number 3.
Yep.
I'm going to be addicted again. 1 and 3 are the same.
1 and 3 are the same. Okay, you're very good. Yep, you started off hot. And you started off hot right there.
Okay.
Okay. Now, which product is duplicated?
Which product is duplicated?
It's two of one and one of the other.
I'll say 2.
This one right here?
That,
No, you have to tell me. These two are the same, so you're right already.
1, 3, yep.
Now, which one is this one then?
I'm saying that's Cola Red.
Yes.
Woo! I passed the test.
You did.
That's how much I know. That's how
Don't
good
forget,
I know.
my goal is to get to the point where you were to pick it by
You're
mistake.
very close.
So I want to go home now.
Maybe I should have lied. That's how well I know Cola Red, Bill, and that's a compliment to you.
Yeah, okay.
It's very close, though.
Okay,
it's very
good. That's
close.
the point.
Can I finish my Cola Red during the show? Okay.
Yes, you can.
I'll put my water and Cola Red as I do the rest of the show here. All right. Oh. Hosmer Mountain. You had a good year in 2022.
We did.
Been around for 65 years. Tell us a little about Bill Potvin, you growing up here in Eastern Connecticut.
My dad, we grew up in North Windham, so the first 4 years of my life I went to a grammar school in North Windham, the North Windham Grammar School. It was a 2-room schoolhouse with the 1st through the 4th grade in one room and the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th in another room. Talk about, it felt like in a different century. When we were out recreating, to get back in line, to get back into school, they pulled a rope and the bell rang. I swear, this is
back
true.
in the 1800s?
No, this was in 1950.
Oh, jeez.
Okay?
And this is where North Wyndham?
Yeah,
You
North
said?
Wyndham.
Okay.
Yep. I believe the building is still there. It's next to the cemetery out there. So then, when Dad got into buying Hosmer Mountain, by the way, he had a history as a soda guy because he drove a Pepsi truck in the late 40s.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he
Oh,
did.
I didn't know
so
that.
he had carbonation in his veins.
Look at that.
Put it that way. And so when he came to, well, the family moved to Willimantic, and I spent the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade at St. Mary's.
Okay.
And after getting out of St. Mary's, Wyndham High, of course, and then UConn. And John, my brother, we more or less did everything together. We had a bunk bed together. We were on the Little League team together.
He
The
was-
American Thread Company.
The late and great John Potvin, my Little League coach.
City championships twice. The 2
All
years
right.
I played Little League for the American Thread.
You were at American Thread. I was medical pharmacy.
Yeah.
Again, coached by the late and great John Potvin. So you were on American Thread.
Yes.
Okay, because they were still, that team was still around when I played.
Oh, it was.
In the 80s. Of course, Pulaski, Brand Rex,
Yeah.
I mean, go right to Firefighters,
Sure.
Elks. But I can talk Little League baseball. That's a whole other show. So, okay, you played baseball. You grew up. So you and John were pretty close. And there's 4
Yeah.
Potvin brothers, right?
After John.
Andy, Chuck.
Are we going to count the girls or
We'll get to the girls, yes, because they were part of the business too.
not very?
Oh, not very. All right, but the brothers, Andy, Chuck, yourself, and John.
Yeah.
All right, now you want to go ahead and mention the girls?
Yeah, Vicky, my sister Vicky, the older of the 2 girls, and when I was a freshman at Wyndham High School, Katie was born. All right, I remember distinctly gouging something into the desk. Sorry.
And I remember as a kid just driving. I could still see that Hosmer truck, which you still drive today.
Yeah.
Driving around with my parents. Go, there's the Hosmer truck, and we'd always wave to you, wave back, and because we knew I grew up with the
Yeah,
Potvin
yeah,
family.
sure.
So, and you still drive that truck today. And Andy, as you said, is the general manager.
Yeah.
And
He's doing the financial now too.
Okay.
Okay, and Chuck installs equipment and fills the syrup tanks for the restaurants. We got quite a bit of syrup business too, even though we sell most of our business is bottled beverages. Most.
Let's get into that too. Over the 65 years you've been in business, legendary business, Hosmer Mountain. And by the way, before we get into all the flavors and everything you've done throughout the years and the experimentations and all that, I know we know you're based in Willimantic, but haven't you guys branched out over the years to other towns, or am I mistaken on that?
No, I would say we're selling soda further away than we did
That's
in
what I
our
meant.
prime. It's getting a little bit harder to sell soda, believe it or not. Very few people realize that Coke and Pepsi are both off over 25% from what they had 20 years ago. All right? Because the medical people have caught up with the sugar. In fact, that bombarding yourself with sugar is not necessarily a very good thing.
I'd take Cola Red over Coke any day, and I'd take Cola Blue over Pepsi. Amen for Hosmer. We're talking with the great Bill Potvin, Hosmer Mountain Hometown Threads, Episode 9, brought to you by Liberty Bank here on 14 WILI and 95.3 FM, and Facebook, Willimantic Today. All right, so much to talk about, though, the 65 years. I wish we had more than 25 minutes. Tell us about all the flavors. Let's start with the flavors, and how many do you have here in 2023?
Well, we started with the flavors my father had because he was a typical small bottler. So you would have some very essential things. You'd have to have a green lemon and lime, for instance.
Corker, right?
No,
That's not-
no. Corker is the clear lemon.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's Sprite.
Sprite 7 Up,
7 Up.
yes, yes.
Yeah, and that even today we've got a wonderful drink. It's called lemon clear. We don't call it Corker anymore.
No, okay.
But the point is that it doesn't sell as well as the lemon and lime because we're a retro company. People come to us to get the good old days. All right, the way
I love the commercial, the good old
Exactly.
days. Hosmer Mountain, the good old
ways
days.
satisfy your thirst.
We had Josh from All Sleep on. We were slinging All Sleep a few weeks ago. You got to say that, and that's a classic jingle. But you're right, you're a retro company. That's how we know Hosmer Mountain, and that's what makes it so great
So
as well.
we've added some more flavors.
Go ahead, yeah.
You know, we have a lime Ricky now, which is great for making mixed drinks and stuff. We have sarsaparilla, which that was actually one of the original ones. We're the big flavors for Hosmer. The signature beverage is the white birch beer, but all of those old-fashioned flavors, that includes cream, sarsaparilla, and root beer. That's the foundation. I call them the waspy flavors. All right, you know what a wasp is.
Yes, oh, I get it. All right, the waspy flavors.
Yes, and those are the ones that we're most known for, but we've made a special effort to make the fruit flavors really authentic. We're not an all-natural company. We N&A, it's called, natural and artificial.
Okay.
You get the bold flavors from a small portion of artificial. So when you drink our pineapple soda, guess what it's going to remind you of? A fresh pineapple. The grape soda is like grape juice.
When did you add pineapple? Wait, have you had pineapple?
Yeah, we've had pineapple it displaced punch. Fruit
Oh,
punch.
okay, all right.
Fruit punch was a red soda.
That's right. That's
you know,
right.
And you know, it was in the sort of non-distinct. So the pineapple is a good ethnic flavor.
We still have the Hosmer Mountain machine, right, Matt, in the back
Yes.
of the kitchen? Oh, yeah.
You've been trying to get rid of it.
No, stop it. Talk to Colin Rice. Let's fill that up.
We lost the key for it. I mean,
Oh, really?
Let's get real here. This is small business. Things happen. that
Wait
you
a minute.
would-
When did the key go missing? Get Colin Rice on the phone.
He's called me.
He's called. We got to find that. All right, so let me see how many flavors, retro flavors now, that I can name growing up here. Cola Red, Cola Blue, obviously, root beer, orange is regular orange, right?
Yep.
Corker, I love that name, Corker. By the way, where did you get the name Corker?
Oh, it comes from the extract company, the Virginia Dare. Their version of 7 Up, just like companies have Bubble Up, their version was Corker. And the Corker idea was spelled with a K,
Yep.
but corks, way back in the old days, there was actually a real cork stuck into the metal.
Wow.
The kids used to pull the cork out, stick it behind their T-shirt, and then press the thing, and they're then identified with the soda cap.
Wow.
Right on their T-shirt.
And I could still picture the caps and the color. This is my childhood. It really was. Ready? I know I'm missing a few, and I just thought of them.
Cream and grape, you didn't say.
Well, here's another one that was popular. I know people that worked here. Matt, I don't know. Did you have a favorite flavor?
Birch beer was.
I was just gonna say that. Dang, you beat me to it. Because a lot of people that worked here, and Matt, I remember a lot of people walking around with birch beer. In this
Even
building.
Wayno liked
Wayno
birch
loved
beer.
birch beer, and I love birch, but it wasn't my favorite. I loved it. I liked all the flavors, but Cola Red was my favorite.
Okay.
If I were to rank them, probably then root beer. I was a root beer guy for a while, but I would actually, I loved all the flavors. I'm looking at
There's
this.
something for everybody.
Now, I'm looking at this right now. I know, and again, I'm jumping around here as Bill Podfin from Hosmer Mountain joins us. Tell us about ginger beer.
Well, we developed a ginger beer probably 15 to 20 years ago, and it's been good. We've called it dangerous ginger beer. It's very spicy, and when you first not used to it, it's actually can be annoyingly spicy. So we put a starburst right on the label and called it dangerous ginger beer. And I noticed when we put that out on our roadside stand, it created interest. People would come, what's dangerous ginger beer?
Don't get should you get an Uber and a designated driver after having some ginger beer?
So that was a good enough reason to keep the label going. But the product is so good that we're refining it now, and this is one of our future things going right here. It's going to be a different look. It's the same identical formula, but it was suggested to us that we got a good enough product where we don't have to be silly about it. Let's make it a serious attempt to get into the big market. So Brescombe Barton, a big distributor, a big liquor house in North Haven, they've been buying the dangerous ginger beer for on-premise business. A lot of bartenders like the fact that the bottle goes and the people enjoy the label and they like the product. But they told us if you get us something with a 4-pack, we'll put it in all the big liquor stores in Connecticut.
Nice.
A big display, and we're going to have the border of Connecticut showing on the top of the neck. So a person would see a display and say, let's try this one, it's from Connecticut.
That is great. Now, when can we expect the ginger beer?
Probably within the month.
Okay, so maybe in a month, you could maybe swing by during your route one day and bring back an actual filled form. No, I'm kidding. You don't have to do that. I will go out of my way to try this.
We're going to still maintain the dangerous ginger beer in our selling. We won't be competing with Brescombe Barton on the green one. Okay.
Gotcha.
So we're going to stick with what we're doing.
What's the alcohol content, Bill?
0%.
Another thing, a future thing I want to ask you about, because when we had our phone conversation last week, you were telling me about CBD seltzer. Do tell.
Yeah, that's going to be the next project. That's going to be coming along within the next month.
Seltzer's very popular.
Yes. Yeah. I've run into a guy named Michael Murphy, who also grew up in Willimantic, and he's accomplished a few things in his life, and he convinced me that he's know more about the hemp plant than any person I ever talked to. And so he has developed this product. We're going to bottle it for him, and then he'll sell some back to us, so we'll be able to offer it to people. And it's going to be called Super Lemon Haze, which is supposedly some old
Super
marijuana
Lemon
term.
Haze, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an old pop term, evidently. But it's going to be a lemon-flavored seltzer, no sugar, and it's got a fantastic CBD mixture. It's going to be better than any of the CBDs that are out there now. Most of them are in cans, and people buy them, and they're a little pricey, $4 or $5 a can. And after they use them a few times, if they're not truly getting relief, anti-inflammatory, better sleep, all the various things, they might give up on it. This product, within a few hours, it should make you feel better. When we tested it, marketed it at the Shavu Fest,
tell us about
all
this.
kinds of people who obviously average age at a Shavu Fest, 68.
Right.
So people would get a CBD beverage, go back, and 20 minutes later they'd get out of their lawn chair and say, that's the easiest I ever got out of the lawn chair in the last 15 years. Can I get another one? I feel good.
CBD is popular.
It's not high. It's just anti-inflammatory. Inflammation is a bad word. All diseases start with inflammation. So if it truly works as an inflammatory product, it's going to be wonderful, and we're very anti-pharmaceutical. He is, I am, and we're small business people.
Well, this is what another aspect that makes Hosmer so great. You're talking about a retro company that continues here in 2023 to evolve. CBD is very popular. Seltzer is very popular. Obviously, ginger beer is something new. So,
Yep.
Okay, you said about a month for ginger beer. How much longer for the CBD seltzer again?
I'm hoping even before that.
Okay.
In February, for sure.
All right. So, what other experiments? By the way, who comes up with out of all 4 Podfins, or maybe it's you said the women aren't that much involved, right? It's mainly you guys. Well, I know when John passed away a few years ago.
Yeah.
God rest his soul. My Little League coach. I know I mentioned that before. But you, Andy, Chuck, the 3 of you, who really comes up with the the CBD seltzer, the ginger beer? Who comes up with these ideas?
I tend to do that a little bit because I'm the person that has the scientific background from UConn. I'm actually a graduate of the College of Agriculture. And so I have plenty of science courses, botany, biochemistry, organic chemistry, things that are helpful when you're dealing with the chemistry of soda. And one of the things that I'm able to do is reverse engineer a great product. I can remember very distinctly my father's kitchen table with the Polar, the Orange Crush, the Sunkist, the Hosmer, and all the oranges, and we would cover them up and then taste them, and which one tastes better. And let's say the Sunkist came out the best. And then I would say, how much acid does it have? What's the sugar level? What's the carbonation level? Let's duplicate that. And of course, we've never been chintzy on buying flavors. Most flavor companies have a whole range of prices. We go for the best flavors we can get.
Wow.
So if you copy, reverse engineer is a fancy word for copy. But if you can do that, and you do that for years and years, you wind up with a flavor line that we have, which is second to none, I think.
I can't believe I forgot to ask you this till right now, because I got a million questions on my mind. But all these years you've been around these sodas, Go back to even the retro ones, the names that have changed a little. What has been your personal favorite, Bill Potter?
Of all the flavors?
Of all the flavors.
Well, I like the Cola Red now a lot.
Oh, you're just...
And Orange Dry.
Oh, I see, 'cause it's
That's
changed a lot.
Orange Dry
Orange
is a
Dry,
sleeper.
yes.
That's a sleeper.
It is a
It's
sleeper.
got a funny color to it.
I can't
It
believe I
doesn't
forgot.
draw you to it like the bright orange, but it doesn't have the artificial color. It's got some real orange juice in it. It's got a
I
wonderful
can't believe I
taste.
forgot Orange Dry
Orange
because
Dry is
whenever
good.
there wasn't Cola Red, you always had to have a backup. And sometimes Orange Dry would go above the Cola Red. Those were my two favorites. And I can't
The
believe I forgot Orange
sarsaparilla
Dry.
is a killer too. The sarsaparilla is really good.
The sarsaparilla?
Yeah, it's in the root beer category,
Okay.
but it's.
Oh, yeah, what are
slightly
some of the new names again? Like,
what?
Of the ones over the years that have changed. Like I know Corker's not Corker.
No, that's a rare thing. Mostly they're the same.
Oh, still the same?
Yeah,
Okay.
very few changes in the name just for the hell of it. No.
All right, we have a few more minutes with Bill Potvin here. See how time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
The French term, right? French that you want to bring up. Please
Yeah.
tell us the meaning and what's behind that.
Well, the story on the Cola Red was I knew that Coca-Cola was hurting us, and when I came back from working in the pesticide industry, no less, that's what I did after I got my degree.
Wow.
So I was working out in Pennsylvania, then Kentucky, and eventually I gave up on that business. It was a good job. I had a lot of freedom and everything, but it was corporate. I'm anti-corporate. I didn't like what it stood for. So when I came back to the business, one of the first things I felt like, hey, we're delivering soda to somebody's house, and the women love to have the soda brought so they don't have to shop for it. But they would have a case of mixed Hosmer and a case of Coke or Pepsi. And they would say, we tried to use your cola at that time, which was 1979, and the kids bounce off it. We want the real Coke. We want the real thing, right? Remember
Wow,
when they advertised
yeah.
that?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I said to my dad, Dad, I'd like to try to unravel the taste of Coke. You're a jerk, he said. That you can't do that. People have been trying to do that for 100 years. Who are you? Anyway, so that was my inspiration.
Wow. And how do you say that?
A raison d'être. It's a reason to be. It's
Reason.
a French term, reason to be. Raison d'être. What floats your boat? What motivates you? What drives you in life? So I kind of took that on as something that I sort of felt like it was going to be helping us and hurting them, if you could possibly do that. The goal being to fool the Coca-holics, the ones who are willing to pay more for Coke than for Pepsi. When Pepsi's on sale, they ignore it. I'm a Coke guy. That type of person.
Well, you're on your way with this Cola Red, Coca-Cola. You're very close, and you still tinker with it, right? And,
Yeah, it's not completely done.
great
but
challenge. Look at this. I mean,
it's ongoing.
65 years in business, and they're still going strong. And Bill's tinkering with the Cola Red thing, and I can't believe I passed the test. It was tough, but it is very close. I definitely recommend you check it out. How close it is. Before we go, anything else you want to push as far as what you got?
No,
but
that covers more or less everything. I
because
think.
we got the ginger beer, the
Yep.
CBD seltzer. Which
Those
is
are the newer things. That shows you that we've not stayed and sitting on our haunches or anything.
That's right. They're still going strong. I love to see that. Again, ginger beer in about a month. CBD seltzer maybe sooner than that. And one thing that you always know, it rarely happens because everyone knows Hosmer Mountain. I say Hosmer because here's someone who's never had Hosmer, or they're not from here. You probably get this all the time. Oh, Hosmer, I love Hosmer.
Yeah, Hosmer.
No. And then
I said we don't sell stockings.
yeah, exactly. And then last summer, sorry, it always comes back to sports for me. Eric Hosmer was picked up by the Red Sox.
Yes.
So I went back. It happened when I was on the air one day. So I went back to the kitchen, took a picture, a selfie with the Hosmer machine, and said, "We'd like to welcome Eric Hosmer to the
good.
Red Sox." That was
Yes,
out with the
you
Red
want to
Sox.
hear a quick story?
Yeah.
Real quick. We tried to sell the company to him.
Get out of here!
Yes.
The baseball player.
When he got his first big jump, he went from
Kansas
2
City.
million to 6 million in Kansas City, and we sent him a package. It had a couple of Hosmer Mountain glasses, a T-shirt, and all that. And I wrote a letter saying, "You can't play baseball forever."
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Did he write back?
No.
He seems like a nice guy. And he
Yeah.
played. He's a good player.
Yeah, he's
He's won a World Series with
Very good
Kansas City, or
defensively.
played with the Red Sox last year.
I was
Did all
hoping
right.
he was going to stay with
I
him.
know. If he stayed in Boston, I would have helped you.
Yeah.
Get Eric Hosmer. Because what if he said yes? Would you guys entertain that?
Yeah.
Selling the company to Eric Hosmer?
Well, absolutely. Well, yeah, but entertain it. We've been sort of trying to get out
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah.
You can't
Oh,
do
don't.
this
You
when
can't.
you're 80. I'm 76.
Oh, you're doing great. Hey, please say hello to Chuck, who I see frequently, and I'll say hello to Andy.
Yeah.
It's great to see you, Bill Podfin.
Sure.
Hosmer Mountain, 65 years going strong for the business. They're right up there still on Mountain Street, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you can swing on by and get a case of soda
Yeah,
anytime?
we sell direct to the, most of our businesses, a lot of our business is direct to the public. Through the Willimantic store and the Manchester store, and home delivery too.
Delivery,
we
too.
Still do that.
But that was a big thing with my father. Let's get in the truck every Saturday and go see the Podfins and pick up a case of soda. That was like another memory as a child. But that wraps up episode 9 here of Hometown Threads on 14 WILI 95.3 FM and Willimantic Today Facebook. Big thanks to our sponsor, Liberty Bank, Bill Podfin from Hosmer Mountain. And thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and we will see you next week.
And that concludes another edition of Hometown Threads. Got a story for Keith? Reach out to him on Facebook by searching Keith C. Rice, or email him at krice@hallradio.net. Don't forget to tune in next week on 14 WILI and 95.3 FM, as well as the Willimantic Today page on Facebook.